And we are back. This is the last set of the afternoon with the boys here at the Holy Spirit Party Center in Parma, Ohio.
Brass connection. I always like this one in particular. It's called the Beautiful Lies. Beautiful Lies, Olga.
And let your friends know and whoever else you want to let know that we're on Facebook Live. And we hope everyone's doing well out there on this Sunday afternoon as we go into Sunday evening, as we close out April and head into May. Of course, the expression is April showers bring May flowers. That's pretty much going to be the case, as they say.
This is here too. What a delight to see you both. Thank you for stopping by. How do you like Ohio, Nick? All right. Here we go. Beautiful Lies for Nick and Samantha.
Hello again, Greg Russo. Good to see you on.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful life. So sweet to hear, but the truth in your eyes. It was so easy to leave it and die. They were nothing but beautiful lies. When your words came with peace, you could paint a masterpiece.
Hello, Wayne Sinkowski there from the Easy Zone and the Ample Air. Hope you're doing well out there, Wayne.
Fun song. Frankie Leish's Beautiful Lies Polka.
And a hi and a hello and a welcome, first time viewer to the Facebook Live videos here in Parma, Ohio with the boys, Brent Sandhurst.
Hello, baby.
Good to welcome you aboard, Brent. Hope you're doing well out there. Thanks for jumping on and checking out the live video here in Parma, Ohio, the Holy Spirit Party Center with the boys. And this is their final set of the afternoon evening. They're going till 7 o'clock. stick around. Great music from them tonight, and of course we heard great music from them last night along with John Guida and Grali up in the PRCUA Hall in Wyandotte, Michigan. What a fantastic night that was, and what a fantastic afternoon this has been. First time here,
We're going to do
this place, and very nice.
Chicago style polka. This one
And it's good to see a person who we met last night up at the PRCUA Hall in Wyandotte, Michigan. And of course, that is Michelle Krasinski. Michelle, good to see you on, and it was great to finally get to meet you in person and, you know, sit with you and chat and, of course, have fun. It was a great time. Good to meet you and see you, and hope we get to see you again at some point this summer, hopefully. Back up in Michigan. Have yourself a great rest of your weekend, Michelle, and a good week ahead as well, too.
Yes, and I'll be hey for your mention. I'm going to have good time with all this is done here. Yeah, then one, yeah, then oh, let's go home. Just go on your road to town. Yeah, just get through that on your road to town. I got a good walk now we get oh, yeah, let's go home to town. Jetzt läuft die Tasch, ist der Weiter. Wo hat die Schöpfe, wird der Deutsche Gott. Du kommst von jedem, jetzt kommt mein Zocker. Oh, neuer Mann, ja, neuer Mann, hey! And there you have it, Don Lucia polka, old school Chicago sounds.
Yeah, classic naturals at its best, yes. And a hi and a hello and a big welcome to Joe Marcellik up there in the Buffalo, New York area. Good to see you on, Joe. And of course, he is a frequent viewer watching our videos. And of course, you know him as the leader of his band he had way back when, from the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. He had. Good to see you on, Joe. Hope you're doing well out there, and hope to see you at some point, maybe this summer, up there in the Buffalo, New York area. And a hi, hello, and a welcome, and a happy birthday to John Sobchak there. John, happy birthday. Still a lot, many more to come. Hope you're enjoying your birthday weekend, certainly. Hi and hello again to Dave Guida in Illinois there. Good to see you on again.
Beautiful waltz for you right now, folks. And this one is really nice. It's an English waltz, and it's entitled Walk Through This World With Me. And we'd like to extend this to a lovely couple yesterday they celebrated their 7th anniversary. So we're going to send this out to John and Evelyn Dania.
And also, hi and hello to Kelly.
A few years ago, we
out there watching.
celebrated their
Good
first
to see you on,
anniversary
Kelly.
with them.
She's a first-time viewer also on to the Facebook Live videos here at the Holy Spirit Party Center in Parma, Ohio with the boys. Good to see you on, Kelly. Hope you're doing well out there. And you're very welcome there, John Sobchik. And enjoy the remainder of your birthday weekend. Starlot from all of us on Facebook and Facebook Live. And a hi and hello to Bertie Kozlowski, of course. You know him as the clarinet trumpet sax guy from Energy and, of course, Twin City Sounds, among the bands he has performed with. Bernie, hope you're doing well out there. Good to see you on. And hello to the Tudises, Tricia, Peter, and all them out there in Massachusetts. Hope you're all doing well out there. Good to see you on, Tricia. And hope to see you at some point this summer, somewhere along that Polka Road. And hi and hello again to Helena Garbach in Wildwood, New Jersey. Good to see you on again, Helena. Hope you're doing well out there. You're very welcome here, Christian.
So through this world with me, come take my hand.
Joining us, everyone, on this Sunday afternoon and the Sunday evening here in Parma, Ohio, as we're listening to the fine musical stylings of the boys.
So walk through this world with me and let our lives live. I'll promise the world to you. I'll give what I can. Walk through this world with me. Come take my hand. So walk through this world with me.
You're very welcome, Helena. And thanks for being a part of the viewers, watchers, who check out our live Facebook video. Appreciate it.
I'll be your man. I'll promise the world to you. I'll give what I can. So walk through this world with me. Come take my hand.
Hi and hello again to Barbara Mack from Neck Ashes out there in the Binghamton, Johnson City area. Good to see you on again. And hi and hello, welcome to NC2G Live out there in the Buffalo, New York area. Ed, hope you're doing well out there. And good to see you on. Hope to see you at some point this summer up there in the Buffalo, New York area. And likewise, Barb, hope to see you at some point this summer or spring during the summer polka season, somewhere along the Polka Road. And hi and hello and a big welcome to Altoona Barb. You know her, of course. She's Barb Wojniak out there in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Hope you're doing well out there, Barb. Good to see you on. Hope you're doing well, and hope to see you at some point, hopefully real soon. Maybe in a few weeks at that Johnstown Polka Fest, perhaps. And speaking of the Johnstown Polka Fest, that's coming up in, a month already, 5 weeks. Hard to believe. But right after USPA weekend, the following weekend, June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. If you want more information on the Johnstown Polka Fest, go to Johnstown, PA. Visit johnstownpa.com, I believe it is, and / Polka Fest, and look up all the stuff about that. And also, they are on Facebook, so they have a Facebook page. Just look up Johnstown Polka Fest, First Summit Bank, Johnstown Polka Fest. That's what it is, and it's their 25th annual this year. So make plans to attend that one. That's right after the USVA Polka Fest weekend, following weekend to be exact. So 5 weeks. So start making those plans. It's going to be here before we know it. Barb, hope you're doing well out there, and hope to see you maybe at Johnstown Polka Fest or somewhere along the Polka Road this Polka summer season. And hi, hello to welcome to Christine Mangan there. Christine, hope you're doing well. Hope all is well with you and the family. And have yourself a good rest of your Sunday. And a good week ahead as well too.
I just threw them away, I'm sorry. No, we're not going to be at the IPA this year. I mean, we'll be there, but we're not going to be playing. Good thing. It's the right thing to do.
You're very welcome there, Barb, and likewise, you are here, but at least we're glad we can bring you live great music from here at Holy Spirit Party Center in Parma, Ohio, with the boys. Enjoy and happy listening. Hope to see you real soon. Thank you very much, Christy Magnan. Appreciate it very much. Jerry and the captain there. With the rookie up there in the capital region of New York. Hope you're all doing well up there, Ted and Jerry and the captain. Thanks for joining us on the live video here in Parma, Ohio, the Holy Spirit Party Center with the boys. Hope all well and hope to see you at some point during the spring summer season. I know there's the St. Dan in Amsterdam with the Bolton family here this 2 days. We're thinking about going, so hopefully we'll see you there. Of course, in like 3 weeks, I know they had that thing in St. Johnsville, the home walk around Ola Sets with PCM and Tony's Polka Band. So hopefully we'll see you there, okay? If not, hopefully somewhere along the line, alright? But take care and have a good rest of your Sunday and weekend there. Dad and Jerry and the captain. Hi and hello and a big welcome to the Florida game. And all that. Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Good to see you, Don. And hope you're doing out there, Joanne. And hope to see you at some point during the spring, summer polka season out there in western Massachusetts. I know Pulaski Park has their schedule of stuff, and of course the Ludlow PACC is winding down their season. I know with like 1 or 2 more dances, I think. So hope to see you at some point this summer there, Joanne. Somewhere, if not out there in Three Rivers, somewhere along this Polka Road. And a hi and a hello and a welcome to Dave Sayowski. Of course, you know him as the guy that had helped out with all those great recordings for Wham, Peppermint, and of course WRS. And I hope you're doing well out there, Dave. And of course, he's out in the western Pennsylvania area. Good to see you on, Dave, and hope to see you at some point this summer during the polka season, somewhere along that Polka Road, maybe out in western PA somewhere. Maybe perhaps next weekend. There's something going on with the Dynabrass, I hear, for 2 things. So maybe we'll see you there next weekend or somewhere. I hope you're doing well out there and have a great week and a great rest of your Sunday, Dave. And if you're wondering where we're at the Holy Spirit Party Center in Parma, Ohio with the boys. And a hi and hello and a big welcome to the Athens out there, Sherry and Brian.
Hey, why don't we bring
of course, also the Brugans, of course, Brianne and Gary. Hope you're all doing well out there. Of course, Maddie and Mason and I forgot who else. But anyhow, hope you're all doing well out there in Wisconsin way. And of course, quite a bit happening up there. Hope you are doing well and have yourselves a great rest of your Sunday and a great week ahead. I know next weekend they got that big IPA thing going on up there in Pulaski, so enjoy.
And she does a great job cutting my hair.
But good to see you on, Sherry and Brian. And we're going to get a nice, of course, we're going to hear from Stacy Morris. Of course,
we're going to do one called Loose Talk, little duets. And you know, Frank is up for a male vocalist of the year. Each of them made the final 3 for the USPA, so you got to go to the banquet. All the suspense to see who wins. And of course, our drummer Jeffrey Osh is up for Beer Drinker of the Year.
And a hi and hello and welcome once again to Grace Schwoidock out there in Buffalo, New York. Or really Cleveland, Ohio, I think, or around the Ohio area. And of course, he has that show that we heard earlier today, Polka Motion, on WXRL from noon to 3. And if you miss any of that show, he does have them on Mixcloud, SoundCloud, so you can go to the Polka Motion Facebook fan page, and you can listen to all 3 hours there. And that's how you can listen.
ugly. And you know, Stacy is the wonderful wife of...
And I'll give some highs and hellos while they're talking. Hello to Joe Bernier out there. I'm not sure where you're at, Joe, but good to see you on this live Facebook video feed here in Parma, Ohio with the boys. Good to see you on. Hi and hello and a first-time welcome to Sandy Markham Peters out there. Good to see you on. Good to see Bob Zukoski on from out in Worcester, Mass. Good to see you on, Bob. Tyler Wonsamsky, good to see you back on. And also a first-time viewer to the live videos also, Marilyn Zorek. Good to see you on, Marilyn. Thanks for joining us on this live video from Parma, Ohio, the Holy Spirit Party Center with the boys, who we heard last night, alternating with John Guadangarali. And what a great time and what a fantastic job the boys did, as well as John Guadangarali. And of course the boys are doing a fantastic job this afternoon as well too. Glad you're enjoying the videos there, Alpina Barb, and you're very welcome.
Just the other day, but when you look at me and turn the other way, can't say I believe you, but I'd like for you to know how wrong I was. You only let me go. What you can't do ever change your mind. If you ever leave the night, one more time, I'll be waiting in your ears. Nothing makes you change your mind.
Hi and hello and welcome to David Courts out there in the eastern part of Pennsylvania there, around the southeastern Pennsylvania area. Good to see you on, Dave. And hope all's well with you and Donna and family. And hopefully we'll see you again at some point this summer during the polka season. Or when you're playing with Heroes or Robbie Lawrence again, okay? Take care and have yourself a good day and a good weekend, Dave. Yes, it has been a fun, awesome weekend. We are having a blast. Glad we were able to go out to both things and enjoy ourselves and get out of the house for a weekend. It was nice. It's been about 4.5 months, so we couldn't finally get out. And at least the weather's finally cooperating too, so that helps the mood too, you know? No more talking about that white stuff.
Thank you. How about a big round of applause for one of my very, very favorite bands, the Boys.
Thank you, Stacy. And I do need a trim. No, I'm only kidding. I'm good.
Yes, Stacey Morris is a very good vocalist. Yes. And of course, her hubby plays the concertina, of course, in the Boys. And of course, he used to play in the old Sounds band, Dave Morris. Everyone remembers the Sounds, Jimmy Weber and the Sounds. Well, I think we're going to get another special guest. Yes, we are. Well, you know, of course, Jeff Josh plays the drums in the Boys. Well, his son, Nick, is going to come up and do some tunes with the Boys. So a little Yash action going
on. I hate to say it. What do you think, Frank? You go with the
Yash.
I hate to say it. Nick Yash. Now, Nick, you're what, 21 years old now? Wow. I remember when your dad.
Of course, Nick plays in that Michael Costa in the beat.
It just so happens when Jeff Yash joined the boys, he was 21 years old back in 1989. 89. I know, we're not boys anymore. We all have grandchildren, except for Jeff, so you can call us the Chudex from now on. Okay. All right, we're going to do a song. One of the boys' hits from the past. I hate to say it, polka. That's Nick Yash, 21 years old. I hate to say it, polka. Playing a tune we did with his dad when his dad was 21. How about that? Okay. All right, we're going to have Nick do one more for you, folks. This one was another one of those big TBC hits, Those Big Brown Eyes.
Well, for you folks out there who want to hear,
We'll do it from Ron Swiderski.
a lot of the BBC music,
Ron
the
Swiderski.
vintage
There's
BBC
Ron.
music, you're getting your
Thank you,
wish
buddy, for
this
coming out.
weekend. Between what they played
always a
last
pleasure.
night and what they're playing today, I tell you,
Soon he's going to be the
money's
bionic
worth, that's
man.
for sure. So, for all you TBC fans out there, I hope you're enjoying the songs that they've been playing. They've been pulling out a lot of good numbers this weekend. Wow. A lot of great music this weekend. And to those who have been jumping on, hello and a welcome. I see a lot of names and hope you're all doing well out there. Thanks for jumping in, joining.
You don't even have to stop. When you're trying to tell me something that goes those big brown eyes of yours can give your heart away. Those big brown eyes of yours can tell me if I'm right or wrong. Things I should have known, and things that I don't know alone. Just when the story tells me, tell me if you don't have to stay. Those big brown eyes of yours can give your heart away. You don't even have to stop. When you're trying to tell me something that goes those big brown eyes of yours can give your heart away. Those big brown eyes of yours can tell me if I'm right or wrong. Things I should have known, things that I don't know. Just when you tell me, tell me you don't have to stay. Those big brown eyes of yours can give your heart away. One of the big hits. Thank you, Nick Young. That was fun. Holy cow. Amazing what these young guys can do. You know, folks, how about a great big hand for Mike Stupinski, all the way from Chicago, Naperville, actually. And whenever we head to the Midwest, usually anything west of Cleveland, Mike does most of our work, and we just enjoy his company and his talents. And he's really a top shelf player. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Also, folks, big hand for Jeffrey Yash, keeping the beat back here. He hails all the way from Wine and Skill, New York. That's up near Albany. So either he's driving for hours or flying to get to these gigs. You know, it's you got to go where it's at. So it takes a lot of travel. And he still loves it. Well, that's right. Maybe he needs to move to Ohio. How about Mo over there? Mo, the concertina. He's one of the nicest guys in the whole wide world. Spent his whole life working in the coal mine and never got dirty. I don't know how he did that. Anyway, he's just a fabulous guy. Just want to give him a hug. Mo, David Morris from Monongahela, Pennsylvania. And of course, the man who never changes. I've known him since he was 14 years old. The Italian stallion, Nicky D. Sebastiano. On accordion vocals. He runs our sound. He does a lot of driving for me because I can't drive like I used to. Well. And their grumpy old man, oh, our Polka Hall of Famer, one and only multiple male vocalist of the year, the man who sets their musical course, and the newlywed, been married 2 weeks now, Frankie Nitschke from Washington, Pennsylvania.
Hey, also, we can't forget about Mike Matusik, who, by the way, has been married 35 years to the same woman, remarkably. Another Polka Hall of Famer, Mike Matusik.
Everybody knows Anne Marie is a saint, so, you know, I'm blessed. And you guys, yes, she is, you better believe it. You guys have been wonderful. And how about a hand for Jill Marie Cherniak? You know, she does her best to really help out the bands. And Patty Kuzniar, you do too. All of you guys, we're so blessed. And you make it possible. You make it possible, so. And I know Jill Marie likes going ahead polka, so we're going to do it just for Jill. And we just want to bid you all a wonderful evening. And looking forward to seeing you this polka summer. It's going to be fun. Getting back to the good old days, huh? So here we go. Going ahead polka.
Przyjechał do niej na siwym kopiu, pod zielony gajce, i tak se ją prosi kaweczkę łono, ci oróżany Janekse, i tak się ją prosi kaweczkę łono, ci oróżany Janekse. Ona mu dała, choć go nie znała, a on jej podziękował, Dziękuję ci, była w sercu najmilej, że i daleko wędrowa. Dziękuję ci, była w sercu najmilej, że i daleko wędrowa. Słowo więcej, parę miesięcy, ona liście pisała, tak napisała, tego bardzo kochała. Tak napisała, tego bardzo kochała.
Ready for Nicky D?
I love a girl, her name is Sweet Marina. Oh, I look at her and I say, Mamma Mia. But I'm not the only one who loves Marina. Oh, what can I do to prove my love is true? I realize I had to think of some way so she and I could be together someday. She looked at me and I forget what to say. So hopelessly in love, what can I do? Marina, 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 so lovely, so sweet, so divine. Marina, 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 I'm wishing that you could be mine. When you're polka dancing, find myself a glance, and I wouldn't mind it if you just say hello. Now I know for certain, so I try some slow, but my heart starts to hurt when you say no, no, no. Sono innamorato di Marina, una ragazza amore, ai Carlina, ma lei non vuoi sapere del mio amore, come farò per conquistare il cuore. Marina, 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 so lovely, so sweet, so divine. Marina, 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 I'm wishing that you could be mine. When you're polka dancing, I'd find myself a glance, and I wouldn't mind the dancing if you just say hello. Now I know for certain, so I try to flirt, but my heart starts to hurt when you say no, no, no. When you say no, no, no. Marina said, no, 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 no. What you say? No, 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 no. Not tonight.
I hope you guys had a good time. We sure did. And before we say goodnight, would you guys just join us as we lift up God and Country, as we sing God Bless America? Frankie Leach, if you will. God knows we need a little prayer for our country, I think. So let's invoke his blessings, and blessings for all of you for a wonderful polka summer coming your way. You really make the trip worthwhile. Frankie, if you will.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with my light from above. From the mountain to the prairie, to the ocean, wide with gold. God bless America, thy home sweet home. God bless America, thy home sweet home.
Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Till next time. We'll see you at USPA Memorial Weekend.
Well, You have been listening to the boys, and that is all she wrote. So until the next time on that Polka Road, Polka Highway, dobranoc, do widzenia, and that's all, folks. Until next time, so long.